What's a movie you have watched more than 5 times? Amadeus. I saw it in the theater at least 10 times after it was released. I took all of my friends and family. I loved the music and the story. It was filmed in Prague. Such a beautiful city. The next is Excalibur. I saw it in the theater about 6 times after its release. Such a fantastic film with special effects created on camera, not in a computer. Beautiful. Terminator 2, Memento, No Country for Old Men, Fight Club, most of Tarantino's movies, Full Metal Jacket, Jarhead, Platoon, Black Hawk Down, and the list goes on. But strangely, I didn't watch a single new movie since Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I'd rather re-watch something I like than watch a new thing. The Lord of the Rings Extended Edition Trilogy, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the first SpongeBob movie, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, every major animated Disney made before or during the 90s. The first 5 Harry Potters, edit Star Wars I-6, Jurassic Park, How to Train Your Dragon, the 80s Super Mario Bros., Pirates of the Caribbean, As Above So Below, several trash movies on YouTube, Planet Terror, John Carpenter's The Thing, Alien, Rio Bravo, The Conjuring. I watched many movies many times. I used to watch the Harry Potter films whenever I felt depressed, and also when I would work out, since it was the only DVDs I had. I really enjoy the aesthetic and escape into a magical world. Such a shame that the author of the books, sigh. I was a child in the 80s, and we only had like dozen VHS cassettes to watch. The ones I watched the most, I would say, were Top Gun, Weird Science, Overboard, and Howard the Duck. Easily watched all of those far more than 5 times. I've never watched one movie more than 5 times, but because of a strange sequence of events. I watched Muriel's Wedding like 4 times back when it first came out. It's been long enough now. I need to watch it again maybe. Up in Smoke, Glengarry Glen Ross, The Usual Suspects, Pulp Fiction, Willy Wonka Original, Dirty Harry, all of the holiday cartoons, Rudolph, Santa, Peanuts, Dean Martin Christmas, The History of the World, Part 1. Blazing Saddles. Every time I rewatch it, I realize what a brilliant movie it was for showing the sheer idiocy of bigotry while making you laugh your ass off. Mel Brooks and Richard Pryor were a match made in heaven. Terminator 2, the original Star Wars trilogy, Goodfellas, Chef, Waiting, Clerks 2, Mallrats, Rock Rule, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, Galaxy Quest, loads of others I'm not remembering at the moment. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. At first it's about people taking drugs, and you slowly get the details and the depths of the story about excess, disillusionment, and the American dream. And then drugs again. Rocky Horror Picture Show. Somewhere in the 300 range. Don't dream it, be it. Star Wars probably close to 100 times since the 70s. Tombstone and Holy Grail enough to pretty much recite the entire script. Alien, Office Space, Hobbit, Star Wars Original Trilogy, Lord of the Rings, Blade Runner, The Shining, Raiders of Lost Ark, Wall-E, Shrek, Inglourious Bastards, Idiocracy Sir, a lot more. Godfather 1 and 2, Goodfellas, Pulp Fiction, Kill Bill, Talented Mr. Ripley, Fight Club, Departed, Scarface, American Beauty, Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil, The Last Samurai, Top Secret, the Asterix cartoons, Lucky Luke also in cartoons, Deadpool 1-2, Pitch Perfect 1 to Rocky 3-4, Oscar, Johnny Dangerously, and others you guys previously mentioned. I'll name those I've seen at least 30 times. Pulp Fiction, Fear Loathing in Las Vegas, Hot Fuzz, Death Becomes Her, Moulin Rouge, and a bunch of Soviet comedies. Manika Trathahu, Akashaganga, Sister Act, Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, Jurassic Park, Godzilla King of the Monsters, Raise the Red Lantern, The Martian. It's my go-to film. Absolutely fantastic. If you also enjoy it, I'd highly recommend the book it's based on. My favorite book by far, Hobbit Lotta, The Black Stallion, Dirty Dancing, Grease, Rocky Horror, All Transformers LOL, Sense and Sensibility, Pride and Prejudice, Gone with the Wind. My son watched The Lion King on VHS so much he wore out the tape. Also, for myself, Aliens and Serenity, Firefly, but that's not a movie. All of the Harry Potters, some Pixar classics Ratatouille, Inside Out, Toy Story 3, Finding Nemo. All of the scary movies except the fifth, The Lorax. I know. It's childish, but it's a good movie. Good music, and the Lorax seems like a chill dude who likes Peeps and Doritos. Cars Original 1. It was my childhood fantasy that I had been reborn to take revenge on someone. Rockstar, Creed 1-2, Rocky 123-4. I've seen Spaceballs at least 50 times. I saw it before I ever saw Star Wars, so I didn't even get any of the jokes. I was just a kid. Starred Up. Very underrated UK prison movie. Fucking brutal. Makes you actually feel like you're in jail. 10/10. Highly recommend. Funny enough, Watchmen The Watchers. I watched The Watchmen around 30 times. Was at a dark place and fucking loved that film. Terminator 2, Back to the Future, Jurassic Park, Bicentennial Man, Mad Max 4, most of Nolan's movies, Matrix, Ali G and more. None. Rather watch something new. Might watch a movie after a decade or two when I have almost totally forgotten the plot. Watched Young Guns countless times when I was a teenager. But more recently La Haine, Amelie, Jojo Rabbit and Idiocracy, The Good, Bad and Ugly, Blues Brothers, Blazing Saddles, Green Mile, Big Jake, Shane, Dirty Harry, T2, Full Metal Jacket. I own over 500 Blu-rays. I've probably seen each movie at the very least 5 times, my dozens. Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Oh Brother Where Art Thou, Back to the Future, Footloose, Star Wars, Megamind Cars. I watch Ben-Hur every Easter, the Charlton Heston one, not the bad remake, or the original silent era black and white. Boondock Saints. Filmed in the city I live in. I've eaten a meal at the famous booth in the movie. Cult classic, 13 Hours. The Secret Soldiers of Benghazi. It's not a great film in any way, but it's my lazy watch with snacks. My daughter would watch films, and if she liked them, immediately watch it again, so Rio comes to mind. Also sing. There's so many. Kung Fu Panda, The Ring, Conjuring, The Notebook, Twilight, HP Universe, Lord of the Rings, No Country for Old Men, The Big Lebowski, Bend It Like Beckham, The Range. I'm sorry I couldn't pick one. Independence Day. I can literally quote the entire movie. I don't know why I love it so much, but I do. Princess Bride, You've Got Mail, Lord of the Rings trilogy, Dead Poets Society. I think Casablanca. Not me, but my sister has watched Sausage Party many times that she memorized the dialogue already. Frozen, Finding Nemo, Toy Story. Not necessarily because I wanted to. Parents will understand. Mean Girls, 500 Days of Summer, Pride and Prejudice, 10 Things I Hate About You, American Psycho, any old animated movie, Shrek 1-3-4, Toy Story 1-3, Ice Age 1-3-4, and any old country film. I've seen The Exorcist about 167 times. And it keeps getting funny every single time I see it. There's so many, but these come to mind right away. The Godfather, Jaws, The Princess Bride, Steel Magnolias, Fried Green Tomatoes, Jurassic Park, Good Will Hunting, DPS, Mrs. Doubtfire. The longest yard I now pronounce you Chuck Larry, always a random late night watch, haha. Good Will Hunting, Shutter Island, Buppa Rattery Thai horror that I can't get enough of XD. The Dark Knight. If I find it playing somewhere, I always just get stuck on it and watch it. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, every time around Christmas over the last 20 years. Good, Bad and the Ugly. The Thing, Lord of the Rings, Matrix, Predator, Waterworld, Aliens, Cinderella and Sleeping Beauty. Not because I have kids, I just love those movies too. Shawshank Redemption, Dale, Tucker vs. Evil, Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse, Toy Story, the first 3 movies. I don't actually remember watching for so much. The Dead Poets Society, that movie is perfect. I watch it once a week at least. My family watched The Matrix so many times. We burned out 3 separate TV discs. Not the whole movie, but the plane crash scene from Flight, perfect tension. White Men Can't Jump, about last night. Every Which Way But Loose, Body Heat. I don't like the typical superhero or Marvel movies, but I love Watchmen. The Quiet Man. I have watched it every St. Patrick's Day for 50 years. Terminator 2. I guessed more than 50 times and still love to watch it. Perks of Being a Wallflower. Montage of Heck. Galaxy Quest, Moon. Juno, Breakfast Club. Mask of Zorro. Home Alone. Liar Liar, Police Academy. I have watched Green Book more than 10 times and also Thor Ragnarok.